Welcome back to Peerless Martial God. Chapter 30. The Annual Meeting. When Qian Li Shui entered the territory of the Lin clan, it attracted the attention of a large majority of the Lin clan members. Lin Feng has come back. I wonder what cultivation level he has reached now. He came back, but there's only possibility he will lose face for his father and himself at the annual meeting. The sons and daughters of the upper members within the clan are all incredibly powerful now. Even though Lin Feng has reached the 7th Qi layer, he is still very weak. Yes, indeed, that piece of trash could defeat Lin Yun, but who was Lin Yun compared to the talented practitioners within the Lin clan? If I were him, I would hide away in his sect and never come out. Many of the clan members were making these remarks quietly in private as they did not want to offend the head of the clan. The great majority of clan members were secretly sneering at Lin Feng. Even if Lin Feng had the status of young head of clan, he was still a piece of trash. At that moment, Lin Feng had already arrived within the head residential quarters. It was not very big, but it was sturdy and clean. This is where only his father and he were permitted to live. Father, said Lin Feng when he arrived in Lin Hai's room. He saw that his father sitting down and seemed to be painting. Little Feng, you came back, Lin Hai said while raising his head. He put the picture he was painting to the side and warmly smiled at Lin Feng. Yes, the annual meeting will take place in 7 days. I came back to join the meeting with the rest of the disciples sent to other sects. Lin Feng briefly looked at the painting his father had put to the side. In his memories from the previous Lin Feng, he knew that Lin Hai liked the sense of tranquility. It seemed related to his passion of painting. He did not like to be disturbed when he was painting. However, Lin Feng had never seen any of Lin Hai's paintings. Little Feng, you shouldn't join the annual meeting. Let them go and agitate each other alone, Lin Hai said while shaking his head. Father, why is that? Hee, this year's annual meeting, they all can't wait to see us lose face. I don't care about them, but you better be careful, Little Feng, said Lin Hai while heaving a heavy sigh. The Lin clan had been changing in the recent days and it was no longer calm and peaceful. His 2 brothers, a few cousins and even a few elders had already started establishing a plan in order to make him abdicate his spot as head of the clan. Don't worry, father, I will be fine, said Lin Feng while shaking his head. He had already broken through to the 9th Qi layer. Even if some strong people wanted to confront him during the annual meeting to make him lose face, Lin Feng would be able to return the favor. He has no one to fear below the Ling Qi layer. Huh? Lin Hai was surprised by his son's reaction and was staring deep into Lin Feng's eyes. He couldn't help but smile when he noticed how self-confident Lin Feng was. If my son wants to go, then he will go. We will go to the annual meeting and they will see that making me abdicate is no easy task. But, Little Feng, you really have to be careful during the annual meeting. I heard that Lin Qian has already reached the Ling Qi layer. She will not appreciate that her father lost face during the meeting of elders. It's not a rumor. She has already broken through to the Ling Qi layer. But I do not plan to let her easily try and harm me, said Lin Feng, whose eyes were emanating a cold killing intent. Lin Qian had gone to the Yun Hai sect because she wanted to kill him. Before leaving the Yun Hai sect, she had also threatened him that if they meet again at the annual meeting then she would kill him. He was going to see how Lin Qian was planning to act against him during the event. Father, I am going to practice first. Come and collect me on the day of the annual meeting, said Lin Feng while leaving. Even though Lin Feng wasn't weak, Lin Qian had an ice and fire universal spirit which wasn't easy to deal with. It was better for him to gain as much strength as possible in the short time he had. Even a small amount might save his life. At that moment, outside of the residential quarters of the Lin clan, a colt was galloping. There was a hurricane full of flames around its body. Lin Qian was riding on the back of a fire colt. She was wearing a fiery red set of robes which matched her colt and made her look like she was an extremely wealthy noble. Her magnificent posture at that moment would have made anyone unable to utter a single bad word against her. She was like a queen who was looking down at the lowly masses with disdain. Your Grace, the entrance guard said to her respectfully. They all respected her much more than they respected Lin Feng. They didn't even dare look at Lin Qian. Her temperament made them feel unworthy. They knew that she would eventually hold a great position within the clan. Lin Qian did not glance sideways and immediately entered into the residential area of the Lin clan. She looked extremely arrogant as if she truly believed she was royalty. She was followed closely by 2 people wearing the robes of the Hao Yu sect and they quickly followed her into Lin clan quarters. Her grace really doesn't look the same as before. She is much more beautiful than I remember and she also looks even more elegant. Her grace, Lin Qian has no equal within the Lin clan, said one of the entrance guards as he watched her walk into the Lin clan quarters. Of course, she has broken through to the Ling Qi layer. She extremely strong and beautiful, and her grace, Lin Qian is only 16 years old. She has a bright future opening up to her. She is far better than that piece of trash who calls himself the young master. Her friends also all look extremely strong. They must be the elite of the Yu Hao sect, said the other guard. In their eyes, Lin Feng and Lin Qian had absolutely nothing in common. They were incomparable. One was in the Hao Yu sect and had a status that was on the same level as royalty. The other had a lower status than the dirt beneath their shoes. There were no doubts in their mind. Lin Feng had no choice but to look up at her like a lowly peasant for all of his life. You are listening to Peerless Martial God audio on light novel Aloud. Lin Qian and two Hao Yu sect's disciples arrived to the residential quarters in the blink of an eye. The speed at which they had moved left storm of wind behind them. People were much more agitated than when Lin Feng had arrived. All the clan members began to gather around their future leader like flies. Some clan members and even some elders were already heading towards the garden of the house where Lin Badao lived to give him their respects. A bright future was awaiting Lin Qian, full of opportunities, which wasn't the case of all the members of the Lin clan. That's why many people in the Lin clan were willing to help Lin Badao to climb in the hierarchy of the clan. That way, Lin Qian would obtain more power. She would be the glory of the clan. All these people helping Lin Badao would obviously also gain favor from his daughter in the future. With her future prospects, they could only humble themselves in front of Lin Badao. In comparison with the residential quarter where Lin Qian lived, Lin Feng's area of residence looked desolate and abandoned. Nonetheless, Lin Qian hadn't forgotten the promise she had made Lin Feng. She glanced in the direction where Lin Feng lived with killing intent in her eyes. Her gaze was as sharp as a sword. This time, I will make sure to take good care of you, Lin Qian said while glaring at Lin Feng with a ruthless smile. 2 days later, Lin Badao's eldest son, Lin Hong, also returned to the clan. Lin Hong was studying in a mountain village called Shui Ying. Shui Ying Mountain Village was not a sect, but their strength was not the least bit inferior to that of a large sect. It had an extremely good reputation in the Shui Yu country. Besides, the Shui Ying Mountain Village only accepted cultivators who possessed snow and ice spirits. Lin Hong had also greatly improved his cultivation since the last time by leaps and bounds. He had broken through to the 9th Qi layer. One more little step would enable him to break through to the Ling Qi layer. The entire Lin clan was thrilled to have such great talents within the younger generations. It seemed like the entire future of the clan was under the complete domination of Lin Badao. Apart from Lin Hong, a myriad of other members of the younger generations were coming back, belonging to different branches within the clan. The annual meeting was drawing closer and closer. Lin Badao's house had a constant stream of visitor and his courtyard was as visited as a marketplace. It seemed like he had already become the head of the Lin clan. To the extent that there was absolutely nobody around the house of the real head of the clan, Lin Hai. It was extremely desolate around his residence. No one had bothered to come and pay him respect like they had done for Lin Badao. Finally, the annual meeting was about to start. Everybody belonging to the Lin clan was extremely excited. They were wondering what level the juniors of the clan had reached during their practice away from the clan. The disciples would be judged into groups of weak, average and strong. Many were wondering where their sons and daughters would fit within the clan rankings, all secretly hoping that their descendants would be within the strongest rankings, securing them a great future within the clan. They were also wondering if some new geniuses were going to reveal their talents and distinguish themselves within the younger generations. During the event, all the results are announced publicly. The annual meeting was one of the most celebrated and joyous days within any clan as it showed the future prospects of the clan. A great amount of talent in the younger generation would provide the clan more prestige and glory in the future. 3 months ago, some people had wanted Lin Hai to abdicate, but Lin Hai was so strong that it was frightening and intimidating. But during the annual meeting, they would have more courage than at any other moment of the year. Lin Qian would prove that the future of the clan is with Lin Badao. Some Lin clan members also had friends from other clans who had come to witness the events. Lin Feng came out of his room while stretching his arms. He took a deep breath and took the time to appreciate the sun in the sky. Lin Feng hadn't thought that this day was any different from the previous days before it. The status of the head of the clan. Lin Feng didn't care. What he was looking for was the highest peak on the path of cultivation. Only the strongest could demand the attention of others. The head of the clan was just a fabricated name. If someone was strong and powerful enough, then nobody could oppose him. Who would dare to disobey? Lin Feng still knew that his father also didn't care about such things either. Lin Hai wasn't too attracted by power and influence. Otherwise, he wouldn't be that calm and serene after such events. If the Lin clan didn't organize major events, he would almost never show his face and appear in public. Only by him appearing in public would the others have the ability to criticize him and try to force him to abdicate. Little Feng, you are already finished practicing, said Lin Hai approaching towards Lin Feng. He had come intending to wake him up from his meditation. Yes, said Lin Feng while nodding. Let's go. They left together towards the annual meeting. The number of people within the annual meeting of the Lin clan was huge. Everybody had already arrived much earlier and they were all excitedly waiting for the upcoming events. When Lin Feng and Lin Hai arrived at the annual meeting, many people stared at them. Every person had a different expression, however the majorities were expressions of mocking or disdain. It's Lin Feng. Many people were looking at Lin Feng with cold expressions. Some of the faces that could be distinguished from the others were that of Lin Heng, whose cultivation had been crippled by Lin Feng, as well as Lin Yun, Lin Qian, Lin Yu, and of course, there was also Lin Feng's third uncle Lin Haoran. Lin Haoran's 2 sons were Lin Yun, who had been humiliated by Lin Feng, and Lin Heng, whose cultivation had been crippled by Lin Feng. All in all, it was easy to say who hated Lin Feng the most in the Lin clan. Lin Hao ran even hid Lin Heng away and made him stay out of sight so he would not lose face. He didn't want anyone to know what had happened between Lin Heng and Lin Feng. Also, he didn't want to see Lin Feng's father proud that the plan to cripple Lin Feng has backfired and destroyed. Lin Hao ran standing within the clan. End of chapter 30. Hope you guys enjoy the chapter. Please consider subscribing and hit that bell button for future updates.